What's the only answer you can give to someone who asks, "How risky is my project?" Bit of a trick question, I'm afraid, because the answer is a rather underwhelming "it depends." Risk is an intangible human concept that each of us perceive differently, depending on the one hand on our appetite for risk, the level of risk that we are comfortable accepting, as individuals or as a group, for example the board of directors in a company, and on the other hand our risk attitude, essentially our standard default response when presented with a given risk. Think about it like this. If you spot a yellow planning application outside a house in your neighbourhood, is your immediate response a sense of dread or one of curiosity? Where does that leave you answering my original question? How risky is my project? The senior leadership in your organization should be setting and communicating the organization's level of risk appetite, using plenty of clear examples to illustrate what that means in practice, and drawing on an understanding of the organization's general health, the nature of the environment within which you are operating, the level of resources within your business, the capabilities of your people, plus the requirements of the current business strategy. Risk attitude also relates to a number of conscious elements. For example, the organization's level of experience. Have you done this kind of project before? The level of uncertainty and consequently control associated with the project, and the immediacy and scale of any wrong decisions. But attitude is also about lived experience, heuristics, and bias, which is largely unconscious, as well as affective factors. In other words, the emotional state, the level of psychological safety, the beliefs and the feelings of those involved, as stakeholders and/or delivery professionals. Human-centric data is a technique that enables you to capture small amounts of data on what the project team feel, believe, and perceive as part of the routine of every progress meeting. Do this anonymously to encourage candor, and do it transparently to encourage confidence by sharing the data back with the team within 24 hours of the meeting and to start the process of reflection. Team animation uses a number of fast, simple, but very insightful ratings as part of this process of data capture, sharing and reflection, and action planning. In the context of risk attitude, we have specific ratings that explore the organization's risk prioritization, the likely biases affecting decision-making, the psychological safety of the project. The fast, iterative process of gathering the team ratings and discussing their significance in itself creates a platform for an open conversation about risk and about the organization's capacity to manage that risk. You want to know how risky is your project, your program, or your portfolio? Start by asking the people involved if you really want to understand the answer to that question. For more information about human-centric data and the opportunity to experience what it means in practice, talk to Donnie, Jonathan, Peter, or Stuart at Team Animation.